I'll need this particular PPT. Okay, the steps. So linear regression, it is a type of regression under supervised learning. Okay, even today we'll be creating a few linear regression models itself. So I'll open up my browser, and once I open up my browser, what I'll do is I'll just go to the Google Drive. So in Google Drive, I have a folder called as TeachNook. Okay, I have a folder called as TeachNook. Where is it? Okay, it's right here, TeachNook. So I'll go inside TeachNook, and once I'm inside TeachNook, I'll just right click and then more and Google Collaboratory. Okay, so this is one particular way. If ever you want to directly open it from the browser, you can just go to Google and search for Google Collaboratory. Okay, so the first thing which I'll be doing is I'll rename my notebook. So I'll rename it as D3, and then I'll click on the connect button. I'll click on the connect button. So once I click on the connect button, firstly it says allocating, initializing, and then connecting. And lastly, it will get connected. Okay. So connected, after it is connected, a virtual space has been allotted for me for this notebook in Google Compute Engine server. Okay. So I can do my Python programming here inside this. So in the yesterday's class, we took a particular data set called as area versus prices, correct? So after taking that particular data set, we created data frame, and then we did visualization. And after visualization, what we did was we cross-verified our particular data. Okay, we cross-verified using y is equal to mx plus c formula. Okay, now again we'll be dealing with a linear regression model itself. Linear regression. So this particular data set is nothing but salary versus years experience. Salary versus years experience. And one small twist here, we are creating our own data. We are creating our own data. Okay, so let me just tell you how we are creating this own data. Okay, so getting started with import numpy as np. Import numpy as np. So numpy is a Python library, and the full form of numpy is numerical Python. Okay, so whatever np I've taken here, np is the nickname or short form. Okay, it is the nickname or short form for numpy. Okay, so after this I have a variable called as experience, experience, experience. Okay, so experience is equal to np dot a range of 1, 11. Experience is equal to np dot a range of 1, 11. So with this, let me just print experience, experience. Okay, so once I print experience, see, I get the experience variable has an array, and the array contains numbers from 1 to 10. Okay, so I've given the range here. 1 is inclusive and 11 is exclusive. Okay, I hope this is understood. 1 is inclusive and 11 is exclusive. Okay, I hope I'm clear. Next, I'll just take a variable called as salary, salary. Salary is equal to np dot random dot rand int. Salary is equal to np dot random dot rand int, and inside rand int I have, say, 20,000, comma 1 lakh, comma 10. 20,000, comma, 1 lakh, comma, 10. Okay. So with this, I'll print salary also. I'll print salary also. Okay. See what happens if I print both the variables, experience and salary together. The last variable will get printed. The last variable will get printed. Reason wise, if I want both the variables data to get printed, I'll have to give it inside print function. So print of experience, and then I'll have to give print of salary. Okay, print of experience and print of salary. Okay, so guys, one strange thing you might have seen here, every time I rerun this particular cell, the data here changes. Okay, so just see the data here, the last data 48604. Now it is 91926. Okay, why the data is changing? Because inside the variable salary, I've just written NP. NP is NumPy. So using NumPy and using the package called as random, inside random package, I have a library called as randint. I want integers. Ranging in between 20,000 to 1 lakh, and the total integers, the number of integers I want is 10. Okay, so this is the initial limit, this is the final limit, and this is the total number of integers. Okay, so random is a package, a very big library. Inside random package, I have a smaller library called as randint. So using randint, I have specified a limit, and in this limit, I want 10 integers. Okay, but then every time I rerun this particular cell, my data here changes. Why? Because we are using random here. Okay, random integers are being generated every time. Okay, but then I want to take data using random, and whatever data is taken once, I want to keep that data forever. Okay, so for that, what I'll be doing is I'll just be writing np dot random dot seed of 35. Okay, now see what happens. So if I give random dot seed, the data which is once generated remains same. It will not change. So how many times ever I rerun the cell, the data will not change. See, I'll rerun the cell, it will never change. Okay, so reason why we are using random.seed. So this 35 is a unique number. So if see what happens if I give np.random of 0, random.seed of 0, see, I get this data. Okay, I get this data. For 1, I get some other data. Okay, so similarly, the data which I've got for 35 looks more realistic. Okay, reason why I've taken 35. Okay, so let me just write here in comments, random.seed is used to keep the data constant. Okay, if seed is not used, then data changes on every execution. Okay, I hope this is understood. So now I've got one particular array which has numbers from 1 to 10, and I've got one more array which has random integers. Okay, so these random integers are ranging in between 20,000 to 1 lakh. Okay, now the second particular array which I have, the numbers are not arranged. Reason wise, I'll again take the variable salary. So salary is equal to np.sort of salary. Okay, just see here, using NumPy is nothing but NP, and sort, I want to sort the particular variable salary. So this particular operation, once it is performed, I want to save it inside the same variable called as salary. Okay, so np.sort of salary is one particular operation which we have performed. So after performing this particular operation, I want to save it inside the same variable salary. Okay, now let me just rerun this particular cell. Okay, once I rerun this particular cell, see all the integers which we have got using np.random are sorted. Okay, they are in ascending order. Correct? They are in ascending order. Okay, so once this is done, our next step, taking input and output. Okay, now you people tell me which particular variable I can take it as input. You people please tell me which particular variable can I take it as input and which as output. So I have experience and I have salary. Okay, so of these two, okay, I can take experience as input and salary as output. Okay, so before that, x is equal to experience dot reshape. X is equal to experience dot reshape of -1, 1. Okay, -1, 1. See, if I don't give reshape, I will not get my x as two-dimensional array. Okay, so my x or my input should be in form of two-dimensional array. Okay, so I'll have to just write this. Input is always two-dimensional. Input is always two-dimensional. Okay, I have a message here. Please repeat the seed. Okay, Pulkit, it is very simple. If I don't give np.random.seed, every time I rerun this particular cell, these values will change. Okay, so why these values will change? Because these values are generated using np.random.random. Okay, so it is nothing but random integers are being printed here. Okay, so if I give random np.random.seed, no matter how many times I execute this particular cell, the data will be constant. The data will not change. Okay, so guys, very simple. The data is generated using np.random.random. Okay, but then I don't want this to change. Reason why is I've given np.random.seed. Okay, so once that is done, we have x, which is already done. Now coming on to y. So y is equal to salary. Okay, let me just print y also in the next line. So I've got my y, or I've got my output. So one thing to note down here, output is always one-dimensional. Output is always one-dimensional. Okay, so we have got our input, we have got our output. Now coming on to our step number 3, which is visualization. Okay, visualization. So plt.scatter, so we'll be creating a scatter plot. Plt.scatter of experience, comma, salary. Okay. Okay, it is telling name plt is not defined. Okay, so if name plt is not defined, it's very simple. Import matplotlib.pyplot as plt. Okay, so with this I've got my graph. Okay, so I've got a scatter plot. I've got a scatter plot. Okay, So once this is done, the next particular step is apply a classifier, regressor, or clusterer. Okay, so guys, please give me a minute. I'll just put my laptop on charge. Okay, guys, so we'll just continue. The next particular step, apply a classifier, regressor, or clusterer. So here, again, we'll have to apply linear regression. So from sklearn dot linear underscore model, linear underscore model, import linear regression. Okay, so in linear regression, L and R should be in uppercase. In linear regression, L and R should be in uppercase. Okay, so once this is done, the next particular part, I'll be creating a variable called as model. So model is equal to linear regression. Model is equal to linear regression. Okay, so let me just run this particular step. Okay, so once I've run this particular step, the next particular part, the next particular step is fitting the model. Fitting the model. It is model.fit of x comma y. Model.fit of x comma y. So fitting is nothing but taking the values of x comma y. See, these are the values of x which I have here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, and the values of y are these values of salary. Okay, so basically for 1 year this is the average salary according to our data. For 2 years this is the average salary. For 3 years this is the average salary. For 4 years this is the average salary. For 5 years this is the average salary. Okay, so all these values of x and y, I'm putting it inside linear regression. So model.fit in the sense linear regression.fit of x comma y. So inside linear regression, I'm plotting the values. Okay, so let me just run this particular cell. Okay, so once I've run this particular cell, the next particular thing which I have is the predictor variable. Predictor variable. So my predictor variable is ypred. Pulkit, linear regression is a particular algorithm here. Okay, it is a regressor. So I've already showed you linear regression is a regressor, and regression is a type of supervised learning. Okay. So ypred is equal to model.predict of x. Okay, so using the input values, we predict our output. Okay, so using the input values, input in the sense using the years of experience values, we predict our output. Okay, so now let me just print ypred. Let me just print ypred. So this is my ypred. So ypred, we'll have to compare it with y. Okay, so definitely there will be difference. Okay, there will be different because of limited data. Because of limited data, there will be difference. So basically, based on the data which we have given here, based on the data which we have given here, x and y values which we have given, a model is created. Okay, so that particular model, it will predict properly now. Okay, so just check model.predict of, say, let me just give 2.5. Okay, so in my data set, I don't have 2.5. Okay, so I want to know the approximate salary for 2.5 years. For 2.5 years, I just want to know the approximate salary or the average salary. So let me just run this particular cell. So once I run this particular cell for 2.5 years, my model is telling me the salary is 47,853. Okay, 2.5 years, it comes somewhere here. Where is it? Okay, 2.5. It is 47,000. Okay, definitely my model has predicted properly. Definitely my model has predicted properly. Now coming on to our equation of straight line, y is equal to mx plus c. So model.coef. So model.coef will give me the slope. So this is okay. Model.coef underscore will give me the value of slope or m. And then I have model.intersect underscore will give me the value of c or y-intercept. Okay, now putting this in the formula, y is equal to mx plus c. So I have the value of m as 7562. Okay, control v. The value of x, I'll be taking it as 2.5 itself, which I have taken previously. 2.5 itself, I'll just be taking. Then plus 28947, control C and control V. Okay, so 47,853. So for 2.5 years, again here I've got 47,853. Okay, the approximate salary which I've got through the verification method is also same. Okay, now we have one more visualization. We have one more visualization. So in this visualization, I have plt.scatter of x comma y, plt.scatter of x comma y, and then I have plt.plot of x comma y pred, plt.plot of x comma y pred, and then I have a particular parameter called as c. So c is nothing but color. So color, I just want to give it as orange. Color, I just want to give it as orange. So let me just run this particular cell. Okay, once I run this particular cell, I get my best fit line. So plt.title best fit line. Okay, so I've got my best fit line here, guys. So I hope this is understood, guys. So linear regression is all about the best fit line. See, I can see that these 2 points here at the beginning and the 1 point at the last, they are quite far from my line. Correct? So if almost all the points are aligned, that means my model is 100% accurate. Okay. But then if points are not on line, it is not very accurate. Okay, that is what it means. Okay, so probably in physics, you might have seen physics or science, you might have seen different graphs. Correct? Once you get the point, you'll have to join all the dots. You'll have to create a best fit line. Okay, so this is the same thing here, best fit line. Okay, now this y is equal to mx plus c will be cross verifying. Cross verifying in the sense we'll be using Excel or Google Sheets to do this. Okay, so let me just use Excel. So if you don't have Excel, you could go to online spreadsheet also. Okay, so this is my Excel, guys. This is my Excel. So here in my Excel, what I'll be doing is the first particular column which I have, I'll name it as X. After X, I'll name it as Y. Okay. So once I have X and Y, what I'll be doing is I'll just take data from here. Okay. So years it is 1 to 10. So guys, this is very important. Please make sure you learn this. Okay, so I've got 1 to 10. So X is nothing but the years of experience. X is nothing but the years of experience which I have. And then Y is the salary, average salary. Okay, so please make sure you copy and paste the salary from here. So Control C and Control V. Okay. There's some problem with this cell. I think the font is different. 3-2. Three, 2, 4, 7, 2. Okay, so guys, please copy all of these. Control C, then Control V. There's some problem, guys. The font is completely different. So just don't want to take any risk. Okay. See, some problem. Okay, not a problem. 39705. Then I have 55560. Then I have 61911. After that, I have 68161. The last one which I have is 99499. Then 94935. 91369. Seven 6300 and 8550. Okay. Okay, only the font is changed, no problem. So I'll change the font here. Calibri, where is it? Okay. 11. And Calibri. Okay, no problem, guys. So only the font is changed. Okay, but then that shouldn't be a concern. Okay, so once that is done, we have our main formula. Okay, so this is the formula for m. M is equal to summation of x minus x dash into y minus y dash divided by summation of x minus x dash the whole square. Okay, so I'll just paste the formula for m, control V. It's very big, so let me just reduce the size. Okay, so this is the formula for m, and after m I want the formula for c as well. The formula for c, I'm just copying it. Just reducing the size. Okay, so these two formulas I'll have to just substitute my values. Okay, so I have x and y. So the first column which I want here is x minus x dash. Okay, so after x minus x dash, I want y minus y dash, and then x minus x dash. Okay, this is y minus y dash. I'm so sorry, guys. After that, x minus x dash into y minus y dash I think, okay, we'll keep this x minus x dash into x minus x dash itself. Okay, that means x minus x dash the whole square, and the last cell we'll keep it as, and the last cell which I have will keep it as x minus x dash into y minus y dash. Okay, so according to the formula, I've made different columns. Okay, according to the formula, I've made different columns. So firstly, I have x and I have y. So I'll have to calculate x dash. So what is dash? What exactly is dash? So dash is nothing but the mean value or average value. So what I can do is, I can select all of these cells and then go to insert, then under insert I have something called as equation. Okay, not equation, so we had auto sum. See, Excel, it is getting updated every now and then. Okay, so the features are new. Okay, so under home itself, so first I'll select all these cells, and under home I have a particular option called as auto sum. So right next to auto sum, there's a drop down. So under that drop down, I'll have to just select average. Okay, so average, it has given me 5.5. Average, it has given me 5.5. So this particular average, I'm just coloring it with, say, yellow color. Yes, we use average function. Correct, Pulkit. Okay, so if ever you don't want to use this particular average function, there's one more way. You can write the formula equal to average cell A2 colon cell A1, say cell A2 colon A11. Okay, so you can write the formula also, both are same. Okay, so once that is done, I'll just select this 5.5. I'll just select this yellow cell and I'll just drag it to the side. Okay, I'll select the yellow cell and I'll drag it to the side. So once I do that, easily I get the average for y also. Easily I get the average for y also. Okay, with this, now I have to calculate x minus x dash. Okay, so to calculate x minus x dash, so this 5.5 is my x dash and 70541.4 is my y dash. Okay, I hope this is understood. So now I'll be calculating x minus x dash. So it's pretty simple. So my value equal to A2 minus A12. So this will give me the value for x minus x dash, which is minus 4.5. Okay, but then if I drag here, if I drag this, see what happens. I'm getting 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, this is wrong. This particular value 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is wrong. Reason wise, in this formula itself, after writing A2 minus A12, I'll have to just type function F4. I'll have to just press function F4 from my keyboard. Okay, so in a few laptops it is only F4 and in a few laptops it is function F4. Okay, so function F4 will insert a dollar symbol. Function F4 will insert a dollar symbol in front of A and in front of 12. Okay, so with this, let me just press enter. Okay, why only dollar symbol to this particular cell, which is A12? Because see, in all the iterations here, in all the iterations, only A12 value will remain constant, whereas A2 value will keep on changing. Because see guys, the formula is x minus x dash. X dash will remain constant. Okay, why? Because there is only one x dash, whereas we have in total 10x. Okay, I hope this is understood. So minus 4.5 I've got. Now let me just drag this particular cell and I've got my x minus x dash. Okay, so for y minus y dash, it's pretty simple. Equal to y2, I mean equal to b2 minus b11 and function F4 and brackets close. Brackets close. Okay, so I'll just press enter. So I've got minus 38,069.4. So I'll just drag this and I've got my values. Okay, I drag it and I've got my values. Okay, now this x minus x dash into x minus x dash, you people will be telling me. Now you people will be telling me the formula for x minus x dash into x minus x dash. Okay, so it's pretty simple, guys. You have the whole column x minus x dash. Okay, so please tell me the formula for x minus x dash into x minus x dash, or x minus x dash the whole square. Okay, Pulkit is telling C22 into C22. Pulkit, it is C2 into C2. Okay, right. So equal to C2 asterisk again C2. Okay, and press enter. I have to remove this equal to here and I'm good to go. So I've got 20.25. I've got 20.25. The same thing, let me just drag it until the end. So I've got this. I've got the squares for x minus x dash, the whole square. Okay, so x minus x dash into x minus x dash is nothing but x minus x dash the whole square. Okay, and now I have x minus x dash into y minus y dash. So please tell me the formula. Pulkit, you don't tell me the formula. I'll be asking someone else. Parth, can you hear me? Parth? Parth, please tell me the formula for x minus x dash into y minus y dash.
C2 into D2.
Equal to
C2
C2
into D2.
D2. Perfect. That means you are listening. Okay. So yeah, once I've got it for one particular cell, let me just drag it and I get it for each and everything. Okay, very simple. Okay, so once that is done, we'll see our formula once again. I want summation of x minus x dash into y minus y dash. So summation in the sense, auto sum I'll have to do. So home and auto sum. So I get 623905. So I'll represent this in, say, green color. And x minus x dash the whole square. Again, for this particular column, I want summation. So I select all my cells and then go to home and auto sum and sum. Okay, so I get 82.5. I get 82.5. So I'll again represent this in green color. Okay. So now looking at the formula, it's pretty simple. All I have to do is I'll have to only substitute. Okay, I'll have to only substitute Suhas. Okay, Suhas, I hope I'm audible. Suhas, please respond. I hope I'm audible. Suhas, please respond. Okay. So I myself will tell you this. It's pretty simple, guys. Now I've got summation of x minus x dash into y minus y dash in this particular cell, which is F12. Okay. So basically equal to F12 divided by E12. Okay. So I'll press enter and this is my value for M. This is my value for M. And then I want the value for C, which is Y mean minus M into X mean. It's pretty simple. So Y mean minus M into X mean. So equal to Y mean is nothing but 70,541. Y mean minus M is 7562. M into X mean is 5.5. Okay, so this is my value of C. This is my value of C. So 7562 is M value and 28947.73 is the value of C. So we'll compare it with our Python. So we'll check what results Python has given us. Yes, it is 7562 and then 28,947.73. Okay, so this is the manual way of cross verification. Okay, so we took somewhere around 20 to 25 minutes to find out this whole thing. but then Python did it for us within 1 or 2 seconds. Okay, so I hope this is understood, guys. So any doubts or queries or anything which you didn't understand here, please let me know. Anything which you didn't understand here, please let me know.
Sir,
Yes.
I'm not able to find video lectures, recorded lectures.
Recorded lectures. So it is not there in your LMS.
Yeah, sir.
Okay. So I'll make sure the technical team contacts you. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Talk to them and I'll make sure they contact you by tomorrow or day after and they'll help you solve your query.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Meanwhile, what I'll do is tiny URL. Just give me a minute, guys. So I'm going to the tiny URL website, Control V, and then tinyurl.com/teach. Okay, so let me just copy the URL and we'll try it. Control V. Okay. So guys, I'm posting a particular URL in the chat section. So using this URL, you can just access the drive, and in drive, you'll have all the notebooks, Google Collaboratory notebooks. Okay, in the drive, you'll have all the Google Collaboratory notebooks. Okay, you can access it. But then whenever you open any of the Google Collab notebook, the first thing which you have to do is go to File and click on Save a Copy in Drive. Okay, unless and until you save a copy in your drive, definitely you cannot edit it. Okay, so you'll be finding problems editing it. So better thing is, once you open any of the notebooks from the drive, just go to File and click on Save a Copy in Drive. Okay, and you're done. So this is the thing, guys. With this, we'll just take a short break and we'll be back by 9:05. Okay, we'll be back by 9:05 and we'll proceed forward. Okay, guys, I hope you all are back. So we'll move ahead. Our next particular data set again is salary versus years experience. Okay. Same linear regression model. So previously we created our own data set. Now we'll be taking a data set and then we'll be applying linear regression. Okay. Taking data set and applying linear regression. Okay. Very simple. I'll open up a new tab, and in the new tab, I'll just search for salary versus experience dataset Kaggle. I'll have to search for salary versus experience dataset Kaggle. Okay, so the first search result which I get, I'll have to just go inside that. Once I go inside that, I'll have to just cross verify the author name. The author name is Rohan Kayan. The author name is Rohan Kayan. Okay, so once I get the author name, I'll just scroll down and click on the download button here. Okay, so it will ask you to sign in using Google. Okay, so you'll have to just select a Google account and you're done. So salary underscore data is my data set. And I already have it downloaded. Okay, I already have it downloaded, but then I've just replaced it. So I have my data set downloaded on my desktop. On my desktop, it is there. Okay, salary data. Okay, so after downloading, I'll go back to my Google Collaboratory. All I have to do is on the left hand side, I have a few buttons, correct? So first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. The fifth button called as files, I'll just click on that. Once I click on that, again, I get three buttons. One is upload to session storage. The second one is refresh. And the third one is mount Google Drive. Okay, so I'll click on upload session storage and then go to desktop and select my data set, which is salary underscore data. Okay, so this is my data set. So there's a reminder here. Okay, there's a reminder. Uploaded files will get deleted when this runtime is recycled. Okay, what does this mean? So whenever I close my Google Colab notebook or whenever I reset all my files, the uploaded files will get deleted. Okay, it will get deleted, but then no problem in our case. Okay, so I can see my file here, salary underscore data dot csv. So I hope you all know what is csv, comma separated values. Okay, so quickly we'll import the, we have imported our data set. We'll have to create a data frame now. Correct? We'll have to create a data frame. So okay, import pandas as pd. Import pandas as pd. In the next line, I'll be taking a variable called as df. So df is equal to pd dot read underscore csv, and then a pair of round brackets. Along with a pair of round brackets, I have single quotes. So inside single quotes, I'll have to paste the address of my data set. Okay, so how do I paste the address of my data set or path of my data set? It's pretty simple. Just go to my data set, click on the three dots and click on copy path. Okay, once again, go to files, wherever my data set is there, click on the three dots and copy path. So once my path is copied, I'll just paste it over here, Control V, and then let me just print my df. Okay, so I get my data. I get my data. This is also a very small data set. Okay, it has only 30 rows. It has only 30 rows. Okay, so quickly do this, guys. So if ever you don't give proper path, definitely you'll be getting an error. Okay, so let me just remove this slash here, forward slash. Let me just remove, and we'll see what type of error we get. It says no such file or directory. Okay, so if ever you have not selected proper file, if ever you're not copied the path properly, definitely you'll be getting an error, no such file or directory. Okay, so now this table data or this df is my data frame. Okay, it is my data frame. Next, df.info. Okay, df.info, it will give me information about my data frame. So there are 30 rows and there are 2 columns. One is years experience and the other one is salary. Now coming on to divide into input and output. Okay, so let me just take X. Now you people will tell me how to slice it. Okay, you people will tell me how to slice it. We all know that years experience is taken as input, correct? Now tell me how to slice it. Okay, I'm expecting answer from you all. Tell me how to slice only years of experience column and all the 30 rows. Okay, so df.ilog of colon. So colon, all the rows will be selected. Then 0,1. Okay, so we'll see what output we get with this. Okay, it is telling me too many indexes. Okay, so I want only the column with index number 0. Okay, one particular way is to write it in this particular way. Okay, and if I give dot values, see what happens. If I give dot values, I'm getting it in form of a 2-dimensional array. Why 2-dimensional array? Because input is always 2-dimensional. Okay, so there's one more way. df.ilog of colon comma 0:1. Okay, so this colon will indicate rows. Okay, and 0:1 will indicate columns. Okay, so if I just want to slice only the columns, 0 is inclusive. 0 is inclusive, whereas 1 is exclusive. Okay, so 1 minus 1 is again 0. So I'm getting the same answer. It will not change at all. I'm getting, okay, invalid syntax. So what mistake I've done here? Made some mistake. Okay, I had to give colon here, but then I've given semicolon. Okay, the same thing I've got. Okay, I've got the same thing. Next, I'm taking y. Y is equal to df.ilog of the first thing is colon. Colon in the sense I want all the rows, but then I want only one column. Okay, so if I want only one column, I'll have to give 1:2. Okay, 1:2, that means the column with index number 1 is inclusive and the column with index number 2 is exclusive. We all know that there is no 2, there is no index number 2. Okay, but then I'll have to give 2 here. I'll have to give 2 here. So the limit is 1:2. Okay, dot values. Let me just print y. Okay, I'm so sorry, guys. I cannot use colon here. It should be 1-dimensional. Okay, it should be 1-dimensional. The moment I use colon here, it becomes 2-dimensional. Okay, please don't forget this. The moment I use colon here in place of columns, it will become two-dimensional, but then y is always one-dimensional. Okay, y is always one-dimensional. So once this is done, I'll move forward. Apply regressor. Apply regressor. It's pretty simple. From sklearn dot linear underscore model, import linear regression. Okay. In the next particular line, I'll be creating a variable called as model. Model is equal to linear regression. Model is equal to linear regression. Okay. So my regressor is applied now. Now coming on to fitting the model. Fitting the model. So model dot fit of x comma y. Okay, I've got error. Name mode is not defined, so it is model dot fit. Okay, not mode, it is model dot fit. Okay, so that means linear regression is applied. Now coming on to predictor variable. Predictor variable. So y underscore pred is equal to model dot predict of x. Okay, so in the next line, let me just print y pred. So these are my predicted values. So by using the values which my data set had, a model is created and the model has predicted these values for salary. Okay, so let me just print y, and both y and y pred should be compared now. Okay, there is obviously difference. Every time difference will be there. Okay, unless and until the data set, or unless and until the model is very, very accurate. Okay, so once this is done, we'll check a particular. Okay, now I want the average salary for 2.5 years. Okay, I want the average salary for 2.5 years. So model dot predict of 2.5. Okay, so it is giving me, okay, it has given me a warning. Use a warning. X does not have valid feature names, but linear regression was fitted with feature names. X does not have valid feature names. So I made some mistake, I think. So guys, did you also get the same error? I mean, this is not error, this is just a warning. Okay, I've got the output, I've got the right output, but then I'm getting this warning here. Okay, so the output which I've got here is 49,417 for 2.5 years. For 2.5 years, it is 49,417. Okay, so it should come here somewhere in between for 2.5 years. 49,415. Okay, so that means my model, it has predicted correctly. My model has predicted correctly, but then see guys, I've made some multiple, I've made some simple silly mistake. Reason why I'm getting this warning. So this warning shouldn't be there. Okay, but then even if it is there, end of the day, we are getting the output. End of the day, we are getting the output. So I'm trying to find out where mistake is done. Everything looks good. Okay, not a problem. Just ignore that warning. Now, y is equal to mx plus c. Y is equal to mx plus c. So model dot coef underscore. Model dot coef underscore. So this will give me the value of m. Then model dot intercept underscore. This will give me the value of model. This will give me value of C or Y intercept. Now in the formula, I'll have to just put M into X. I'll keep it as 2.5 plus C. Okay. So let me just run this particular cell. Okay, I'm getting 49,417, and here also I'm getting 49,417. That means the cross verification technique, it is true. Okay, so that's all for today's. That's all for today. So you have any doubt or query, please let me know. So you have any doubt or query, please let me know. So we are done with linear regression. So in the next class, if time permits, see this, whatever linear regression we have done, we have one column as feature, which is input, and we have one column as label, which is output. Okay. So this is called as univariate linear regression. Okay. So apart from this, we have multilinear regression or multiple linear regression. So in multiple linear regression, we have more than one input. Okay, we have more than one input columns. Okay, so if time permits, we'll go ahead with multiple linear regression. If not, we'll move forward with logistic regression in the next class. Okay. So I hope the concepts are understood, guys. So any changes or anything which you didn't understand or anything which you didn't like, okay, if ever my pace is too fast or if ever my pace is too slow, please let me know. Okay, so that's all, guys. That's all in today's class. So we'll be meeting again on, say, 5th. Okay, that is the next week. We'll be meeting again on 5th of March, okay, which is Saturday. Okay, so until then, please take care of yourself, stay home and stay safe. Okay, thank you.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Hello,
Yes, tell me.
sir. I was dealing with a mini project link, but it was not working for me. So I just contact with the support team and mailed them for that, and they said they will contact me. But it's been 2 days now, and they haven't contacted me yet.
Okay. So who is this talking?
Sir, I'm Pranay.
Pranay. Okay, Pranay.
Yes, sir.
Sure, they contact you back, Pranay, by tomorrow itself.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. So I actually want to know the deadline was 25th of Feb for mini projects. So the link is not working for me from 24th onwards.
Okay.
So is there any problem?
So if that is the case, no problem, Pranay. So you can just tell that link was not working, and definitely.
Yes, I have mailed them the screenshot and the PDF also, and
Okay.
I have just told them that it is not working.
Okay.
So they just said me that they will contact me, but it's been 2 days now, and they haven't contacted me.
Need not worry. Don't worry on that. Definitely, your deadline has been extended. Okay, so you need not worry.
Okay, so thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, participants.